feels like almost as much of a tradition as the State of the Union itself. The rebuttal address or response address from the other party is carried by all of the networks that carry the State of the Union itself. It's treated with essentially the same gravitas. And to be named as the respondent to the State of the Union for your party, that is considered a real elevation within your party. I mean, you essentially bookend the president's remarks. You alone are responsible for embodying and articulating your own party's coherent, unified alternative to what the country has just heard from the president. Or at least you used to be. Because now, Republicans have come up with yet another innovation for this most ancient American political ritual. They were the first ones who came up with the rebuttal address in 1966. And now, since Barack Obama has been president, they have come up with a new idea. The idea of doing not just a rebuttal to the president's State of the Union address, but also a rebuttal to their own rebuttal. What? Yes. For the third year in a row now, Republicans are rebutting themselves, as well as rebutting the president. What could possibly go wrong? The first year was 2011, when Minnesota Congresswoman and eventual presidential candidate Michelle Bachmann gave not the Republican Party response, but the Tea Party Republican response to the Republican response to President Obama's State of the Union, while making meaningful eye contact with something other than the camera that was pointed at her. That was the first one. The year after that, the Tea Party Republican response to the Republican response to the State of the Union was given by pizza company executive Herman Cain.
And so I say in response, on behalf of the Tea Party and citizen people across this country, with all due respect, Mr. President, some of us are not stupid. The State of the Union is not good.
The Hermanator, making his mark on the Republican Party's new attempted tradition of self-rebutting schismatic State of the Union responses. Lest you think the 2012 election changed anything in Republican Party politics, in case all of the anti-abortion legislation in the states has not been persuasive enough, in case the re-election of party chairman Reince Priebus by acclamation is not persuasive enough, in case the persistent efforts at the state level to make voting harder, even now, in case those efforts have not been persuasive enough, let it be known that nothing at all has changed in Republican Party politics even after the 2012 election. And they are sticking with the idea this year of having not just a Republican Party response to the State of the Union, but a Tea Party Republican response to the Republican response to the State of the Union again. This year, the inheritor of the Michelle Bachmann, Herman Cain legacy will be United States Senator Rand Paul. The official Republican Party response will be delivered by another guy who we are told is a Tea Party Senator, Marco Rubio, but Marco Rubio is giving the Republican response and Rand Paul is giving the Tea Party Republican response to the Republican response. Capiche? It is hard to tell at this point whether or not the Republican Party still has the wherewithal to be annoyed at its own members being this self-serving, whether or not they care. This throws kind of a wrench in the works, right, in terms of the Republican Party's efforts to portray itself as having a coherent, unified, alternate vision to what President Obama is offering. I mean, if you like an alternative vision that is presented after the State of the Union this year, which one do you pick? If you're in the market for a Republican message, which one is being offered? And then how do you demonstrate that you like that message? How do you vote? What do you do?